Are we safe now?
The movie is about faith and the things that we believe in, and so the characters each represent a variety of different points of view.
Through this horrific incident, every single character is finding humanity.
It's got some great actors in it.
People really kicked ass as far as where they went with their characters. Legion really is an ensemble. Besides being a big horror movie, the emphasis is also on character as well.
It was really important to get great actors into the movie if we were going to spend a whole movie locked in a diner with them.
You've got Dennis Quaid and you've got Charles Dutton and Lucas Black.
The actors that they've found and the directing and everything has made this such an amazing piece.
This cast is awesome. I mean, all of us are so lucky, you know, because everybody makes everybody look good.
With all these people attached, when I heard that Paul Bettany and Dennis Quaid and Kate Walsh and all these people are attached, it's like, okay, obviously this is something that I need to be in.
The last time God lost faith in man, he sent a flood. This time he sent what you see outside.
Every director, and most of them sort of put it between somewhere between 50 and 90% of a director's, the most important decision they can make is how they cast the film. And fortunately, we got Paul Bettany to commit to the movie. I flew to New York and met with him.
It was the best pitched movie. I'd already liked the script, but he pitched his movie better than anybody who's ever pitched a movie to me before.
He was just so into it, and I had this, I was trying to tell him how elevated the movie was going to be, and he just wanted to shoot a machine gun and have a really great time.
I'd never been in an action movie before, so that was quite exciting.
So he turned out to be just the most tremendous partner a filmmaker could have.
Here we go, and action!
Archangel Michael is famed for being the first in all heaven to bow down before mankind. And I think that he has just stuck to his guns on it. It started. There isn't much time.
Paul Bettany did an incredible job. He worked forever on his fighting moves and working with guns and working with all that. Really just a lot of high energy from him, very intense.
There was a bunch of moments on this set when I was doing scenes with Paul, and I went from focusing on doing my scene to enjoying his performance. You're not supposed to enjoy someone's performance while you're performing with them. And it happened because he's that good.
Yeah.
Not in my wildest dreams did I think that I would be able to get Dennis Quaid into this movie.
I don't even believe in God.
Well, that's just fine. Bobby doesn't believe in you either.
He plays the character of Bob Hansen, who owns this diner in the middle of the Mojave Desert. And he's kind of a guy that finds solace in the bottom of a beer can.
This diner is his kingdom. It's his domain that he's got, but at the same time, he doesn't really want to be there. He's a loser, and he doesn't want his son to end up the same way that he did.
And I see you making the same damn mistake I made. Believing in something that's never gonna happen.
Dennis really brought a sense of warmth and humor and humanity to the film.
He's got the sort of, I guess, funniest part, and yet he can just turn it on a dime, as you say in this country. Really, he's extraordinary to watch work.
Action.
Now let me see them teeth. Teeth, goddammit, let me see them!
And then Lucas Black's character, he's fun because by staying here and not listening to everybody, he turns out to be in exactly the right place he needs to be to become a hero.
I can't explain it, Dad. I just feel like it's something I gotta do.
We wanted to make sure at the beginning stages of the movie that Jeep keeps to himself, doesn't really say a lot until Michael ends up telling Jeep he kept his faith because of him.
You're the reason I still have faith.
Michael becomes his mentor and starts transforming into Michael. That's what I liked about the character when I first read the script, for sure, is where he starts and then where he ends up at the end of the movie.
It's coming.
Adrienne Palicki, she's the character that goes through the biggest change in the course of the story.
When I first saw this script, to see like an amazing female role in my age group was first and foremost fantastic. The childbirth scene to me was maybe the scariest thing I've ever done as an actor. So I kind of had a panic attack like the day before, and I'm like, I need to get the miracle of life. Somebody get me a video.
Wait! Just because I'm a girl does not mean I know how to do this.
Stay calm and do exactly as I tell you.
How do you know what to do?
She doesn't want this baby, but throughout the process of the movie, you come to find that she has this heart, and that maternal instinct kind of kicks in later on.
Come back to me right now. Why? You didn't even want him in the first place.
We were doing this scene, which is this whole explanation of the apocalypse. The first thing I did was, when we were rolling, was I looked up at Charles Darton. And I absolutely believed the end of the world was coming. He is a force of nature, and you just believe everything he says. And I was like, maybe it fucking is the apocalypse.
Hold on, son. I don't know what book you've been reading, but in my version, the angels are the good guys.
Well, the truth, I'm afraid, is never that simple.
You know, I always viewed this thing that him and Bob came up with this concoction to open up a restaurant, a diner in the middle of the damn desert. And because in 10, 15 years, it's gonna be a booming town. Here they are 15 years later. No developments, and they're still stuck in the desert.
We call ourselves the Bickersons because, like an old married couple, that's what we did.
I told you to get the satellite TV, but you didn't want to listen.
What the hell do I need that crap for?
The History Channel, man. He has a scene with another character, the character of Kyle, where, you know, he explains to the kid that he's got to start trying to get his own life straightened out. You know, he's got to start trying to seek redemption.
I don't know exactly what he drew from, but he drew from something that made what he was talking about come from a real place. And those tears just start flowing. I was in school, man, once again.
It's your last day on Earth. Would you be proud of what you've done in this life?
Tyrese Gibson plays this character, Kyle, who stops at the diner because he is lost on the road through the desert, and his cell phone is getting no reception, and he's looking for a phone, and it's as simple as that.
My character is actually on his way to court to try and fight for custody of my son, and I end up pulling over to this diner to get directions. And that's where all hell breaks loose. I got you.
Films with teenagers in it, most of them get typecast, you know, it's just either a rebellious teenager, a quirky teenager, or something like that. You can only get to a few different places with them. And this one, I love that it goes throughout many levels with her. I've never worked on something like this before. I have nothing this outrageous and crazy and like supernatural, and it's oh my God. It's amazing doing it. I have so much fun doing this film.
I think that one of the great things about this script and about what Scott wrote and these characters is that immediately you see them and you know who they are. The circumstances are so extraordinary and heightened and extreme that you can kind of rationalize any behavior, you know, in lieu of, you know, everything that's happening. And it's kind of a fun challenge.
What are you doing?
It's just one baby. It's just one baby.
And cut. Great.
It is a genre horror movie, but it's also something more than that as well. It's very twisted. It's Scott Stewart, the director, who's very twisted. He's extremely talented.
He's a very impressive human being. I think he finished high school at about the age of 3 or something like that.
He storyboarded the entire thing, so he had the whole movie in his head and knew what everything looked like. And he comes out of special effects, and he has a great imagination.
You know, one of my favorite quotes is, "Only those that can see the invisible can do the impossible." And so when you're on the set with Scott, he's describing all of this stuff, all of these dimensions and layers, and seeing the unseen. And I think Scott did a great job.
He's very open to listening to us, even though this has been very thought out. I mean, he's so meticulous. I mean, he's thought about this for 6 years, so it's his baby. So to have an amazing director as well, it's been a blast.
It's just crazy how he has put this all together, because that's kind of somebody's like dream in a way, you know, that like who gets to live that? Scott does.